Oh, yeah, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Jeepers Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah,
Jeepers
jeeping and creeping.
creepers.
So once again, it's just the Danny and Joel show. We are going to be reviewing the second of the Alien films called Aliens.
Aliens,
Multiple
right?
aliens in this one.
Yeah, yeah. Not just one. There's aliens.
Yes, this is the plural version. All right. So, Joel, can you tell us who is a part of this one?
All right. So once again, this one stars Sigourney Weaver as our girl Ripley. She was in The Cabin in the Woods, Chappie, Vantage Point, and Galaxy Quest.
Oh man, I forgot about Vantage Point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a pretty good movie.
That was pretty good. Yeah, I totally forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got Michael Biehn. He's Hicks. He was in Terminator, The Abyss, Tombstone, and The Rock. So he's been in some good ones.
Yeah.
And then we got Paul Reiser, who plays,
that was him. I was wondering if that was him. Okay.
Who plays Burke. He was in 173 episodes of Mad About You. It's crazy it lasted that long. It's crazy.
I can't believe that. What the heck?
Yeah.
That's like 6, 7. That's like 7. It was like 9 seasons.
Yeah. Well, it also came back, I think, for another season in like 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But like it didn't. Yeah. I don't think it had as many. Because then those seasons were like 20 episode long.
That's seasons, typical. So,
yeah. They don't really do that much anymore.
No.
He was in Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and the newest one, which I think is called Axel. He was
Axel
only in those
F, I think.
Axel F. Yeah. I still haven't watched that one yet. But I think that may have been the third movie. I thought they did more movies than those three, but there's only 3 he was in.
There's a Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was the 4th one.
Okay. So he wasn't in that one for some reason. And he's also in Stranger Things, episode number unknown, since it's still going on and his character is still alive. So we'll probably see more of him in the next season. And Concussion with Will Smith.
Oh, all right. Yeah, and he's like didn't he start as a stand-up comedian? Isn't that
he was a stand-up?
Kind of how he started? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
He's been in Curb Your Enthusiasm too.
Yeah, I was about to say, I looked it up and it was kind of weird to only see him in one episode because he feels like he fits into that entire series. Pretty well.
Yeah, I guess he's only in one. I think he's like he plays himself, but like he's a couple, so him and his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and they're out to dinner, and he kind of like lingers with paying for dinner. So he kind of leaves the check. I think the check comes and then he goes to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
So that's the whole conflict.
Yeah. Oh, bad. This was written by Jimmy Cameron. He did the story and the screenplay. He created the show Dark Angel, and he did 42 episodes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He
Jessica
wrote, yeah. Her breakout. Well, kind of, sort of breakout role. Titanic wrote the screenplay for that. Terminator 1 and 2 and Dark Fate. So
he wrote that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
It wasn't bad. It was like it was kind of like the movie in between 2 and 3. It was supposed to be like the new third movie in the trilogy, which he directed as well. Rambo: First Blood Part 2.
Okay.
And Avatar 1 through 5. I had to mention those because someone would be like, "What about Avatar? Who did those?" Well, there you go. And also David Giler, he did the story, and he wrote The Money Pit with Tom Hanks. Alien 3 and Undisputed.
Mm.
And then we've got Walter Hill, who did the story. He did Alien 3, 48 Hours, The Warriors, and Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis, and Red Heat, which was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So
dang.
There's some good writing.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah. And this was directed by James Cameron, who directed The Abyss, Piranha 2, The Spawning, True Lies, and Titanic, along with all the other stuff that I mentioned above, because he writes his own stuff that he directs. So
Piranha 2?
The Spawning, yeah. I think that was...
I did not know that. Okay.
I think that was like one of the first things that he's titled, like,
okay.
One of his first projects he's done was Piranha 2. I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, it's probably really, really good. It's James Cameron.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be.
All right. So, decades after surviving the Nostromo.
That was the ship.
Incident. That was the ship. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Nostradamus, like the
oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
I remember that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. After surviving that, Ellen Ripley is sent out to reestablish contact with a terraforming colony, but finds herself battling the alien queen and her offspring. Oh yeah. So, for the Alien review, we did not mention the Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb scores. So, we're going to rectify that with talking about both of them right now. So, for Alien, we reviewed that recently. That has a 93% for the Rotten Tomato, or for the Tomato Meter, and a 94% for the audience score. So, pretty much amazing movie to everybody. And on IMDb, Alien got an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
With 960,916 ratings.
Man, it's close to a million.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then Aliens for the Tomato Meter, we've got a 98%. And for that might be the highest one we've
near perfect. Yeah, we review horror movies.
Yeah,
we the movies that we review are not like perfect movies, but that's near perfect. Wow, that's crazy.
Audience rating 94%, and then for IMDb, we've got an 8.4. For the rating. So that's a little lower. 8.5 for Alien, 8.4 for Aliens.
Yeah, that is lower.
So
a lot of people prefer this movie over the first one, so that's kind of strange that it's lower like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention, but Alien is an Oscar-winning movie.
That's right. We were talking about that.
And Aliens is also an Oscar-winning movie.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And it won, the first one won for best effects, visual effects, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
For this, because those are the awards that this movie is going to win. And then this Aliens was actually nominated like 5 times, including Best Actress Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah,
which is even more crazy.
She definitely picks up her intensity in this one.
Yeah. I've just never seen
a lot more acting going on in this one.
There is, yeah. And I've just never seen someone nominated for like a best actor, actress role in a horror movie before. So it's like, it caught me off guard a little bit. But this did win for best effects, sound effects editing, and hold on. Best effects, visual effects. Okay. So it won for sound and visual effects.
Nice.
It was actually nominated 7 times. I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah. There were 2 that were hiding from me. So. And another nomination was Best Music Original Score.
Yes,
but it didn't win that. But
okay,
yes,
I was gonna guess that when you were naming them because I loved the score on this.
Yeah,
it really ratcheted up the intensity and suspense with the score, and it kind of like was similar to Terminator and Terminator 2. I felt like the score kind of, there were certain parts of the score where I was like, oh man, I love that. And then I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of something. And then I thought, James Cameron, what else is he? Oh, Terminator. Okay. That's the kind of the vibe I was getting with the score. Yeah, I really like the score a lot. Probably one of the strengths, one of my biggest positives for this movie.
Yeah.
So of course we're going to stay away from spoilers for this one until till the end after we give our ratings, and you'll want to stick around, but the only way you can do that is if you sign up on patreon.com/scare talk. Sign up and you can listen to all the spoilers. You'll get some exclusive content. We're going to be posting Fallen on our Patreon coming up. I don't know, it might be already up by the time this one comes out. So that'll be on there only. So if you want to see that review, then go ahead and join us. Otherwise, you want to like and subscribe to this channel, to this podcast, however you're listening or watching. Send us a comment, a message. Let us know if you want to review or want us to review something specific. We might be able to work that in. All right. So, Joel, what did you think of this one?
It's very, it is to me very similar from the first movie that we got. This one takes place 57 years after the events of the first movie. I think I read somewhere it was like
57 years. That was her dream. I don't know if that is what
I thought that was what it.
That's what he said in her dream, but I don't know if that was what was real. I was wondering that. I was like, okay, so has it been 57 years? I don't know. Did we get that cleared up?
Okay, because I thought they mentioned it besides just that in the dream.
Yeah, they might have.
But so we have a new cast of characters in this movie, and I really like the score for this movie. I thought the acting was better in this one. I didn't mind it. I thought the acting was good in the first one, but
I want to talk about the acting for a certain character.
Yeah. Overall, the acting I thought was better. There was more actors that I recognized in this one than I did in the first one, which does help sometimes. And once again we get the meetup with the Queen, and I mean it's very similar to the first movie, I would say, in that they're stuck in space. And there's a whole group of people, and then they die one by one. It's just it's kind of like a rinse repeat kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I will say that this one I did like a little bit better. This one was longer.
It was, yeah.
It doesn't take nearly as long for things to get going in this one than it did in the first movie. And I haven't seen it yet, but there is a director's cut which is like 20 minutes longer than this movie.
Okay, I do think I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch it. See what's missing in this movie that is added into that one. Like it's a whole. I mean, that's like a whole other character's worth of of screen time. Like it's. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I'm definitely an Alien fan for sure. There are some that are not as good. People have been hating on Alien 3 forever, but they do some things in that I don't agree with, but
yeah.
But with this one, this was a really good sequel to Alien, and it took them like 8 years to make this movie. Like I think it came out in 86, 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Different director and writer.
Yeah. Different. Yeah, I mean, different cast, different director, different writer. Yeah. The score is probably like that one probably got nominated because it's probably a different score, different person that did the score. Probably someone that has done James Cameron movies for a while.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised. I really liked it. It's intense. And they there are scenes that they actually do show people die in that they didn't in the last movie.
Yeah, definitely up the violence.
Yeah. So yeah, that alone makes it a little bit better in my book. Because I like when they actually show what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to use my imagination. I'm not reading a book right now.
It's the theater of the mind, Joel. I think Dave McRae would say that.
So yeah, I really like this movie a lot, and this one is one that I would watch, just randomly put it on. Yeah, I haven't done that, but watching it this last time, I'm like, this is a much more exciting and just you do spend some time getting to know the characters as well, like you did in the first movie, so that when they die, like you actually care. Yeah. They don't spend as much time with it than they did in the first movie, and it just keeps going. Throughout the entire movie, and so this one I would put on, because you don't have to have seen the first one to know what's going on in this one either. So
yeah, definitely. So I would agree with that. I would definitely watch this again. I would watch this just for fun. I feel like it's a really fun movie. I feel like the characters are a lot more fun, a lot more entertaining. Yeah. I think Ripley really brings a lot more to this movie than she did in the first one. She is like really like intense. She's like kind of she feels more like a final girl in this.
Yeah.
To me, because she's like really fighting off more than just like the one, it's like there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And you get to see them pretty you get to see them pretty up close. And so I feel like the effects are really good in this one. Yeah. And it's not CGI or anything like that. It's actual practical, like animatronics or whatever they did to do it. It's good. And the way they look, like they're, sci-fi stuff, doesn't really get to me, but these creatures are scary. Like they look freaky. And so like they're like monsters, they don't feel like aliens, they feel like monsters. And so I would consider this like a creature feature, more so than a sci-fi movie, actually. The action is way turned up for this one. A lot of like gunfire, it's just a million times better, I think. A lot more entertaining, a lot more fun.
Yeah. People I have heard that consider this to be more of an action movie than a horror movie.
Yeah. I could see
kind of like T2 to T1, like it's
I could see the argument, but I think this is actually scarier than the first one. So I can't really agree at the same time. There's definitely more action, but I feel like there's more horror too. So I feel like it's like definitely a combination of the two. Because there's some stuff like that dream she has in the beginning, like that is scary. Like
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, okay. That was okay. We're starting off strong right off the bat. Yeah, and some of the gore and stuff and the just the way that they look is just scary, you know.
Yeah.
That scene with, well, we won't talk about specifics. But yeah, Sigourney Weaver, I thought she did really well. Hicks, I love that actor. And
Michael Biehn.
Yeah, I love him. You know, I've seen him in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And while I think his character or his acting was really weird in this, it was fun though at the same time. Like I was entertained by his character and his acting. But at the same time, I'm like, it was just kind of making me laugh too.
Yeah.
Some of this, just some of his, just how the character was. So, but I liked it a lot. So, a negative, I would say, I could consider that a negative, I guess, because it was kind of off. But the little girl too, her acting wasn't the greatest at times. She would kind of just like scream a lot. Which, I mean, of course you're gonna scream, but after you've seen the monster like 38 times, like just run. You don't have to stand there and scream at it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can scream.
She's a little girl. She doesn't. Yeah.
Like, don't just stand there and scream at its face. That happened multiple times. So I'm like, come on, just run away.
I can scream too. Ah.
Yeah. And well, that's the thing too. I liked the way that they sounded. You know, they weren't like your typical what we hear these days with monsters, just like this, like they all sound the same, you know, like dinosaurs or something, but they sounded they weren't like overly screamy type of monsters. They were more like they were quieter.
Yeah.
And so I thought that added to the suspense and the horror, because they could just, like, a lot of the scenes where you didn't know where they were, you know, it was like that was suspenseful. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, they've always been known for their stealth abilities.
Yeah,
just sneaking up on you like that, and even in Alien, when they were like, there was one that was like dropping, like, you know, behind the other guy, plus the Queen, also in her last battle with Ripley. It's like she was being very quiet that entire time, like not wanting. So they're smart. They're very intelligent beings. Yeah. So, which is a very lethal combination.
Yeah. There were a couple of times, well, at least one, I guess, time when I thought the movie was like coming to an end. But then something happens and I'm like, oh dang, we're not done yet. Yeah. That one kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. So when a movie from, you know, the 80s can kind of surprise you, you know, after you've seen so many movies, so many horror movies, thrillers, and they can still get you, you know, that many years later, it's a sign of a, you know, long lasting, timeless type of horror film.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
I thought this was really fun. Definitely more my style when it comes to a sci-fi horror movie, for sure.
Just got to make more of these type of sci-fi movies, and I will be a sci-fi fan.
Yeah, Alien Romulus is definitely more in this style. Yeah. It's kind of a combination of the two, but I would say leaning more into the action, and you know, it doesn't take a while to kind of jump off. So
yeah. Well, yeah, you can't have that these days. People's attention spans are not nearly what they used to be in the 70s and 80s. So you got to have something happen in the first scene of the movie.
Yeah. Especially for an alien movie, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like today's audience, you gotta do something.
Yeah, you can't wait an hour to show us an alien in an alien movie.
Not anymore.
You know.
So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing that. and reviewing it with you guys, because it's as far as so far this year, I would say it's definitely in my top 10 from what I've seen. And I didn't even see the completed version, because there was a lot of effects that they said weren't complete, and you could tell toward the end of the movie. It was like, okay, this is, it didn't really take you out of the movie though, but you could tell that it wasn't completely done. But it was still amazing even with that. So I can only imagine what it looks like as a completed film.
I wonder if they're gonna if they've taken any scenes out or added scenes in from the time we watched it to the time that they do that. Sometimes they have been known to
yeah, definitely, because it was months and months ago when I saw it, so plenty of time to change things. So, and then with Aliens, this one, I didn't feel as lost with what was happening. Because there wasn't a lot of that dialogue, I guess. I don't know, because there was more action to pay attention to, so the dialogue was kind of just, okay, that's what's happening. I'm just kind of along for the ride. I felt like this was like a ride, this movie. I feel like there could be an alien ride, and I would definitely want to.
Universal, there might be.
Well, I've been there recently. Went there last year, and they didn't have.
Oh,
Is this a Universal movie?
Well, it's Fox. It's Fox. Well, it's Disney now, so come on, Disneyland.
I don't think it'll be a Disneyland.
They should have a horror section at Disneyland for all their now horror movies that they've got. Have one for Predator too. I want an actual scary haunted mansion.
Well, they used to have Tower of Terror at California Adventure. It's not there anymore. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's in the Marvel land.
Yeah, and it's all Disney. So
Tower of Terror was like Twilight. I
Oh,
don't know how that ended up in Disneyland, but
yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and rate it, and then we'll get into spoilers.
All right.
What do you think?
I am gonna give this one an 89.
Nice.
Yeah. Not quite an A.
Yeah.
But I'm
gonna have to agree with you. I think I'm gonna go 89 too. Yeah. I was thinking like maybe 90s, but I wouldn't watch this as often as something I would give in the 90s, maybe. But it is really fun. So definitely got to give it a high score. This is what did I say? 70.
That's 13 more than your last than the first Alien movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a big step up, I think, in just pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I thought the horror was better, the action, the acting, the characters, the score, just like everything that you could describe was better to me. So all right, so that is the spoiler free portion. Again, if you would like to stick around and listen to us and watch us talk about spoilers, which there are a few things here that are to be talked about for spoilers, so if you'd like to, go to patreon.com/scaretalk and join, and you'll get to hang out with us further. Otherwise, we will see you later.